The incident I am about to tell you is my personal experience. Not only mine, but at that time, my older sisters were with me. My brother was there, my aunt was there, and my aunt's 3 children were also with us. Basically, whenever you are not streaming, I listen to your old streams. One day I was listening to one of your previous streams where a caller shared an incident about a house near the airport in a residential aviation colony. She talked about how paranormal activities used to happen there. After hearing her story, I remembered my own experience that happened in the same aviation colony, inside a park there. So I thought today I should share it with you. I do not live in that aviation colony, but right next to it, there is a small residential area. Near the airport police station at the colony gate, there are family quarters, and I was born and raised there. So the incident I am telling you happened in the aviation colony. Since our colony gate was close to it, there was a path from the backside that led toward the aviation colony. We had a habit of going there for walks because my aunt lived there. Often after dinner at night, we would go there for a walk. Walking there was very enjoyable because there were large open grounds and fresh air. The biggest advantage was that it felt safe. There was no fear of robbery or snatching. You could walk comfortably even with your phone without worrying. Because of that, we had a habit of going there almost every day for a walk. This incident happened in 2004. There was a park there that was famous as Children's Park. At one time, the park was completely abandoned. No one used to go there. Big bushes had grown everywhere. Later, the people of the aviation colony rebuilt the park. They installed swings, planted grass, and placed benches so people could come and sit there. After that, people started visiting the park again. This was around 2002 or 2003 when the park was renovated. We also used to go there often. There used to be a lot of people. Even at night, the park stayed crowded until late, sometimes until 11 o'clock. Then, in 2004, during those days, I had my 9th grade exams, and my older brother had his 10th grade exams. At the same time, my mother fractured her hand, and my father broke a bone in his leg. Because of all the tension at home, we stopped going there. We stayed at home dealing with our problems. Even before that, and during that time, rumors started spreading about that park. People said paranormal activities happened there. People were afraid. We had heard something like that before, but no one had ever explained the details. People just said that strange things happened there. But we believed it was just imagination, because the park had remained closed for a long time and had only recently been reopened. Then, after 6 or 7 months, around December of 2004, we finally went out for a walk again. We went into that park. It was around 10 or 10:30 at night. When we entered the park, it looked very strange. Big bushes had grown again. Many bulbs were fused. Out of 3 or 4 lights in the park, only 1 or 2 were working. The rest were dark. There was complete silence. We said it was winter, so maybe people were not coming out much. We started playing there. I was there, my sisters were there, and my aunt's children were there. We had been there only about 5 or 6 minutes when a small child came into the park. He looked about 6 or 7 years old. We were surprised. We wondered why such a small child was in the park so late at night. But we ignored it. We thought he must live nearby and probably came from one of the houses on that street. We continued playing. The child did not come close to us. He stayed at a distance the entire time. At first, we also kept distance casually. Later, we kept distance because we became afraid. The reason we became afraid was his behavior. It was very strange. We were walking around the park when my aunt told us not to go toward the dark corners because there were big bushes and it was very dark. Then we saw that child walk behind those bushes. We were surprised. My aunt was sitting on a bench. We told her that the child had gone behind the bushes. She told us to ignore him and continue playing. Later, my sister and I sat on a swing. We were swinging when suddenly the child came and stood a few steps in front of us. He stood there about 10 or 11 steps away. He was staring at us in a very strange way. His face had no expression. We could not tell whether he was happy, angry, or anything. He was completely still. He was not blinking. He was just staring at us. We felt uncomfortable. We stopped the swing and stepped aside, thinking maybe he wanted to use it. While we were standing there talking, our eyes kept going back toward him. Then we saw something shocking. He was swinging extremely fast. So fast that it almost looked unnatural. The swing was going very high. Then suddenly, he jumped off the moving swing and landed straight on his feet. Completely straight. Normally, when someone jumps from a moving swing, they bend or stumble. But he stood perfectly straight. That frightened us. We went back to our aunt. She had also noticed him, but she told us to ignore him, thinking he was just a mischievous child trying to scare us. Later, we went to another playground ride, a round spinning ride with seats around it and a wheel in the middle. My sister and my aunt's younger son sat on it and tried to spin it. It did not move. Then my cousin and I sat on it too. Still, it did not move. Then my brother joined us. 5 of us tried together to spin it. It still did not move. And that child was standing nearby again, watching us with the same expressionless face. We left the ride. When we looked back, that child was sitting on it. He was spinning it extremely fast. The same ride that 5 of us could not move, he was spinning it alone. At that moment, we became very scared. We told our aunt we should leave. She agreed. But when we started walking toward the gate, the child suddenly stopped the ride and walked straight to the exit gate. He stood there blocking the way. We became even more frightened. At first, he had only been staring, but now he was smiling. A very strange smile. As if he had succeeded in scaring us. That smile terrified us. We refused to go toward the gate. My aunt told us to ignore him and wait. Then she noticed a broken section of the wall. She said we could climb out from there. But when we reached that broken wall, the child was standing there again, still smiling. At that moment, we felt trapped. It was getting late. It was around 11 or maybe 11:45. There was only one difficult way left to escape, through another broken part of the wall that led toward a road. But beside that road, there was a deep drainage channel. Still, we had no other option. My aunt told us to start reciting prayers. We began reciting whatever verses we knew. Quickly, we climbed out through the broken wall. We somehow crossed the drainage channel and reached the other side of the road. Then we walked quickly toward the main road. From there, we returned to our colony and finally reached home. We were extremely frightened. At home, we told our parents everything. At first, they said it must have been a normal child trying to scare us. But since my aunt was with us, they eventually believed our story. My aunt told them clearly that was not a normal child. After that night, we never went inside that park again. Years later, when I passed by that park, it had returned to the same abandoned state. Huge bushes had grown again, even higher than the walls. That was the incident I experienced there. There are many other incidents from that area that happened to me and my family. In the future, I will share them as well.